Is that one of the questions?
Let's do this, because I've had a couple kids ask me. Well, okay, here's an example. So I had a kid the other night. He's underage, going to a junior camp this weekend, and he came and he said, what advice would you give me just like for camp? And so this is a kid that can't play next year anyways, so he's looking for, maybe he'll get AP'd a couple games or whatever it is. So he asked me, what are a couple things you would say, like what should I do on the ice, like to have a good camp, or to stand out, or whatever. So he asked me I gave him two, so I got two in my head that I'm thinking, but I want you to answer first, and then I'll give you my two. Yep. And we can just kind of see.
Little things.
Yeah.
Do the little things. Like what can you control? Control effort. So if you now, and then all this depends on what type of player you are as well. But let's just say you're, it doesn't matter actually. Make sure that you're doing the things like a back check in defensive zone responsibility. Make sure that's at a different level. It should be at a different level all the time, but make sure that's one way. Is if you're coming back hard and stripping pucks and stuff like that, because if the competition is much better, you're probably not skating through a bunch of people. So that would be one. And I would say have some contact, if unless that's nothing in your game, but have some contact with people, because you will stand out, because there's not a lot of people that are going to be really, really physical, effectively physical.
Yeah, so it's okay. So effort, one, and then having some contact, which doesn't necessarily meaning you're not running around trying to blow guys up, but just getting in the shit. So those two things, effort, contact, and then my two are actually different, which is good. So I told them keep things simple, and then I said make quick decisions. So these are like generic things that any player, doesn't matter what role you are. It's like these are things that just work. And if you're going in, especially your first camp, I think all four of those, effort, contact, keeping things simple, and make quick decisions, doesn't matter what style of play. It's like those are four things you can do in any role that will help you be an effective player when the pace is faster and the players are better and everybody's bigger and stronger and all that kind of stuff. Because what you're saying is guys think it's different. It's a bigger game. I need to do more. I need to get more done. I have to really stand out. So what they'll do is hold the puck a little bit longer, try to make an extra move, always look for shot instead of pass, like, or those kind of things. Break the zone quick to try to get a breakaway. And that's not how you play the game, and that's not going to help you to stand out. It's the opposite of that. You know, it's those little things that you're mentioning there, right?
Yeah, and then you have to also know, like, okay, so what's the book that they have on you, right? So what got you there? Because if you had 50 goals in your season and you're an offensive threat, that's probably what you need to do well, the best you can, and then. But you have to do the other side too, because that's what I always say. Is like, it's fine when you're not scoring. What are you doing? You have to have some other attributes that you bring. So obviously, if you're an offensive guy, you better have some puck time. You better be able to make some plays and get some shots. Like, do those little things, and then without the puck, that's where you're going to earn your spots. You have to do little things. So what is that? Even if you're a smaller guy, you can still make contact and get in people's way. So I do say add some physicality to it without being an idiot. And sometimes you need to be an idiot too. Go out there and make a stand, because you do get noticed. You will stand out, but you have to do something to stand out to make them want you.
Yeah, and I remember when I was going to camps, my thing was always getting a fight. So what I did, because nobody was giving me advice about any of this stuff. So I was like, how do you stand out? It's like, okay, well, if I'm not going to be the guy that gets all the points, which I don't think I will be going into camp, what do I do that will be different than everybody else? I'll get in a fight. That's what I'll do. And I did that. Every camp I went to, it would be like there'd be a fight, one fight for sure. And that was just so people would have at least 30 seconds where they had to look at me.
So Eric Pellet's right?
Yeah, exactly. Who's the guy that fought? You know? And I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm saying that you need to do something that's going to make people notice who you are. And oftentimes what people will do is be the same as everyone else, like we talk about, where I'm going to go be the guy that scores the goals. It's like, you're not, though.
You might, but they probably have that guy.
They probably have that. If you're a guy that still is not sure if they're making the team, you're not that guy. You know, so if you go in there and have those other things that we talked about around that, where you'll stand out for one of those reasons. So you have those four core things that we said: the effort, the contact, the quick decisions, and keeping things simple. And then within that, as your base, take something that is part of your game that you can use to stand out. If you're not scared to get in a fight, go get in a fight. Like, that's great. If you aren't scared to throw a bigger hit, go throw a bigger hit. If you crash the net every time and you stop right in the goalie's face, like, that's fine. Go do that. You know, so find one thing that'll work with how you play, and you can poke that when it's appropriate within those games. And that's a good way to, if not make the team this year, make them know who you are for next year. Have a good exit interview, get some feedback, and that kind of stuff. And that's something that can actually can help you with the training camp thing. Do you have anything on that, or do you want to go kind of towards the moving away thing?
Just another thing on training camps is it can be very uncomfortable because you have like I know at the OHL level you might be for the first time skating with a NHL drafted player or someone that you've watched, and it can be an intimidating thing. So it's like all these things come into play. So shut your mouth, shut your mouth, but don't be in awe, because if you're in awe of people, then that'll be a tough day. So you want to respect that they're good players, but that's where your preparation comes in, and you gotta. This is the belief that you have to have in yourself, is that you got to be able to know that if you step on the ice anywhere, anytime, you're going to be of value, and you have your own thing. And that's something, because you even get in the dressing room, and you got, not everybody's nice, right? Not everybody's a nice person. You have some guys that, because you're the new guy, they're probably going to chirp you. Like somebody is going to chirp you in a way that hurts your actual feelings, right? Or say things that are very nice, or maybe it's to get you off your game because they think you're nothing, right? So it's like you got to be mentally strong going in these things and just do your job. Like the Navy SEALs have taught me this, is no matter what is going on, the mission needs to be completed. The mission needs to get done. That's the number one priority. Do the mission. So when you go to a training camp, what's the mission, right? Your mission is to perform. All the other shit, fitting in, the coach having a snarl on him all the time, like, or all the scouts judging and stuff. That's not the mission. The mission is for you to perform, to do the best that you can every day, and making friends is not one of them.
Yeah.
If you do, that's a bonus, but that's not your job.